Hello everyone, my name is Dorian and welcome to another track guide with the LMP2. We are at Monza. I'm just going to show you guys the lap real quick and then we're going to go over it corner by corner. If you enjoyed it, if it helped you at all, leave a like, subscribe, and maybe let me know in the comments or on Discord what you think it can do better. Hop on over my Discord anyways, it's a lot of fun I think. Anyways, yeah, let's get on track. Okay, so we're coming up to turn number 1. Let's look for a braking point. Should be right before the 150. So as this bush kind of disappears into my pillar, I know that's where I should start braking. And I'm braking very hard, around 90%. Gonna start lifting off towards the 100 and again towards the 50. You can see I'm very late in releasing it because I need to slow the car down from 300 kph. I'm trying to grab as much of the curb on the outside here as I can to maximize my approach into the first part of the chicane, to first apex, using all of the track or as much as I really could at that moment. And I'm cutting this curb quite a lot. Look at how much of the curb I'm actually using. I got all of the car right on it. It's not gonna upset the car too much. And moving on a little bit, the car is very neutral at this point. As soon as the car kind of lands from the curb, I'm giving it a little bit of throttle to settle it down because it sure does like to bounce around here. And again, I'm trail braking or giving a little tap on the brakes just to settle the front end down, just to get some pressure on the front tires. And I'm turning into the second apex. Now, keep in mind that I am trying to maximize my approach into the second apex by overturning the first one. So I keep turning, and I'm only gonna straighten out the wheel quite late so I can have a wide entry here. I do not like this bump stop. Do not touch it. It will not do good things to the car. This is pretty much, I have touched it unfortunately, but this is pretty much as I can afford. As long as you got most of the weight on the right tires as you touch it, it's not gonna be such a big deal. But if you can avoid touching it altogether and still maintain your speed and correct line, then yeah, more power to you. That's the best way to go about it in my opinion. I'm gonna be very gentle with the throttle. We've got very low RPM. The car just loves to step out the back end, and that's gonna cost you an easy 10th, 10th and a half coming down the straight here. So you want to make sure the back end is nice and settled, be very smooth. Use the curb on the exit and you're through. Let's get on to the next corner. That's something crawling in my leg. That's right, that's great. All right, so the bridge is sort of your indication on when you need to brake. Right as we approach it or as we cross it, really as the car goes under it. So right around here, you can see the bridge is right above me. I'm hitting the shadow, and this could be a good braking marker as well, this yellow stuff right here. If you can look at it from the inside, you actually can. So this is a good indication right as it approaches your bumper, maybe 5, 7, 10 meters before it starts braking. And again, we're gonna brake very hard for this one. I want to slow the car down as much as possible to have a nice wide approach here. I want to carry the speed as well. I don't want to overbrake the car because I'm trail braking into the first curb. You can cut this one quite a lot. The second one is a little more dodgy, but this one you can cut quite a lot. We'll take a look at it from the inside in a second. I want to show you guys the line. Again, as the car lands from the curb, I'm giving a little bit of throttle just to settle the back end down. And I'm going to start approaching the second curb. I'm not touching this bump stop. I'm getting as close to it as I can. And I'm on my way out. Let's look at it from the outside. From the inside, sorry. Nice and slow. Trail braking into it. A little bit of throttle to settle the car down. And maximizing the curb that I'm using on the inside. Letting the car go wide. You can even clip the dirt here just a little bit. It's not going to cost you time. And you're through. Into the first Lesmo. No real braking point here. Kind of funny. You look at the corner and you kind of know when you need to brake. You should experiment with that. But let's look for the actual braking point right around here. As far as an indication is concerned, you brake quite late with this car because you have so much downforce. Trail braking into it. I'm not braking very hard at all. Trail braking into it. And as soon as the car is on the inside and it's sort of tucked in, you can see there's a lot of camber here in the road. You want to put your front right into it. That's going to suck the car in. And you can be nice and aggressive, relatively speaking, on the exit. Around 60% right off the bat. And I'm going to increase it all the way to 100 within half a second or so. And using pretty much all the curb and a little bit more on the way out. Don't overuse it. It's going to be a one-off track. 1X or an off track. Now braking before the 50 here. Right around here. So anywhere between the 50 and the 100. Somewhere in the middle of that. Braking into third gear. And I'm going to start turning in. Not too early because I don't want to clip this curb. Or at least I don't want to clip it a lot. I want to touch it, graze it a little bit. Let's see how much curb I'm actually using. I'm not putting a lot of the car on it. Nice and easy. If you put any more than that, the car's gonna bounce on the exit. That's gonna be very difficult for you to put the power down on this huge straight here. So you want to be very careful not to abuse this curb too much. Again, I'm very hesitant with the throttle here. I'm half the time I'm using throttle within the inside the corner and the mid corner is just to settle the car down. I'm not trying to accelerate out of it just yet. Trail braking into it, trying to maintain as much speed as I can. As I hit the curb, start accelerating, but I'm hesitant. As you can see, I went up to 80 and felt like too much. I went back a little bit before the car got settled down, and as I straightened the wheel out, that's when I floor it, using pretty much as much as you can here without getting off track, and you're through. Taking a nice short route on the inside there, and coming up to the next braking point. You brake very late here with this car. I'm guessing right around here is where we're gonna see me start braking. Yeah, so right as I hit the end of it, or right towards the middle of this access route, I'm gonna brake very hard, and I'm gonna start lifting off the brakes way before the 50. You can see I'm already at 70%, not at 90 anymore. And after the 50 I'm really gonna release it into third gears. Try to keep it in third, don't put it in second. I know second gear is long, but you want to carry the speed. I'm clipping this curb. Don't touch the bump stops. This is not a GTE. It will ruin your lap. Clipping this curb, maintenance throttle, keeping the back end checked, and I'm looking for the point where I can floor it. From this point on, I want to commit. I want to try to commit as soon as possible. I'm flooring it, but I'm lifting again because I think I've seen people take it flat out. It's very difficult for me. I like lifting here just a little bit. It doesn't actually cost you that much time. So don't worry if you have to lift in the mid corner here and this little sweeper before the exit. Just small lift just to keep the car in check, because it's very important to hug the inside here the whole way through to maximize your approach for the final apex. There you go. That's the word. Looking for the inside again. Don't touch the bump stop. Use all of the road, And we're through. Final corner. And we're coming up. I'm gonna start braking right at the 100. Right as it disappears. And I'm gonna stay in third. Now you can take this corner in either third or second gear. I've discovered that if you take it in third, your entry is much faster. Like right around here, I'll be going much faster if I take it in third. But it's very easy to kind of spoil your exit if you do take it in third. So you have to be very early on the throttle and commit very early. And it's not always possible. It's up to the conditions. If the tires and the car is not heavy on fuel and the tires are nice and warm, you can commit to it in third. If the car is heavy and the tires might be a bit cold, or the track is a little hot, or there isn't a lot of rubber, second is probably better off. But I think third gear in these conditions, this type of situation, it really worked out for me well. I'm going to use the curb on the inside. I'm already going to accelerate out very early because I don't have a lot of RPM right now because I'm using third. So I'm going to start accelerating quite early and quite aggressively. Already at 60-70%. Waiting on it a little bit to make sure the car settles down. You can see there was a little bit of hesitation here as I'm not entirely sure if the back end is going to kick loose or not. But it seemed stable. I went back to it pretty much immediately. And I'm using all of the track on the exit and then cutting back to the right to take the shortest route. And that will give us a 1:36.087. That's as fast as I can get the car to go here. I tried to do a 35, but it didn't seem possible at the time. Might be possible if I do some more practice. Either way, if you guys enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe, do all those good things. Jump over to my Discord, leave a comment, let me know what you think. That's it. See you in the next video. Bye bye.